about upcoming programming while we get tonight's show ready for you. Dive deep into the heart of the UFC with our Ringside Report MMA previews. Join seasoned analysts Dave Simon, AJ Alesio, and Fred Garcia as they dissect every fight, analyze strategies, and reveal their top betting predictions. From main events to prelims, our trio deep dives into the strengths, weaknesses, and potential game changers for each fighter. Looking to place a bet? Benefit from the expertise of our analysts and get an edge over the competition. Discover lesser-known facts, training camp secrets, and behind-the-scenes tidbits that only our seasoned crew can deliver. Share your fight predictions and get featured in this episode. For both new fans and longtime MMA aficionados, Ringside Report MMA's previews are the key to unlocking a richer UFC viewing experience. Become an MMA insider. Don't miss out on our exclusive content. Subscribe now and ensure you ring that bell for timely notifications. Enjoyed our breakdown? Show some love with a thumbs up and share your insights in the comments section. We're live every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern, and join our UFC watch-alongs as they happen to further enhance your experience. Why watch alone when you can be part of a growing Ringside Report universe? Here's a message about upcoming programming while we get tonight's show ready for you. This Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern, join us for our UFC 292 alternative commentary and dive deeper with Dave Simon, AJ Alesio, and Fred Garcia. Step into a fresh dimension of UFC 292 through our exclusive alternative commentary. Watch along while you watch the event in your homes. Navigate every punch, kick, and takedown with the expertise of acclaimed commentator Dave Simon. Couple that with the analytical prowess of MMA connoisseurs AJ Alesio and Fred Garcia, and you've got a UFC viewing experience unlike any other. Dave Simon's play-by-play intertwines seamlessly with in-depth insights, keeping you on the edge of your seat. AJ and Fred break down the techniques, strategies, and split-second decisions, enhancing your appreciation for the sport. Catch rare tidbits, backstage gossip, and historical context that mainstream broadcasts might miss. We're all about community. Drop your thoughts, questions, and fight predictions as the action unfolds. Whether you're a seasoned MMA enthusiast or just diving into the UFC world, our trio promises to elevate your viewing experience to championship levels. Join our MMA Legion. Subscribe now for more alternative commentaries, in-depth analyses, and a passionate community that lives and breathes MMA. Loved our insights? Hit the thumbs up and engage with us in the comments. Dive deeper into UFC with us, where every fight feels personal. Subscribe and be part of the action. Check back with us to see how tonight's predictions came out. See you on Saturday, starting at 10 p.m.
Yes, indeed. It's Ringside Report MMA. Tonight on the show, we're previewing UFC 292. Let's do it.
Let's go!
Exactly. Where is everybody? Where are my guys? There we go. What's up, Fred?
What's up, my homie?
Fred's chilling. NWO. AJ and his yellow something. Getting excited over there.
Colombia, man.
Oh.
Colombia. Chicano.
AJ's
You don't know,
excited
man?
about
It's
Conor
Colombia.
McGregor wearing that Colombia.
Hey, who was that guy talking when I was listening? I thought it was like, wait a sec. Did Glenn got on the mic or something? It sounds like Glenn McKenzie.
The guy that butchered your name?
The guy that was calling me, like, I thought I was going to order a pizza. You want delivery? Get Alesio.
I didn't hear it.
I was like, you didn't hear it? It was great. I thought it was Glenn. I'm like, that's got to be Glenn. Dave got Glenn on here.
I don't think so.
That was good, man. We dissect the stuff. I love that part. Freddie Garcia and AJ Alesio, like the pizza, dissects MMA.
Cool.
He was good, man. I'm sure it's Glenn. You got Glenn.
I don't think so. He knows your last name too, doesn't he? So.
Well, he calls me Alesio. I know that. He does it as a joke all the time.
Yeah, I don't think that was Glenn.
Well, it sounded like him, man. The GMAC? I'm sure you got GMAC.
It's an AI thing, I think.
What?
Yeah, I don't even think that's a real person.
What?
Yeah.
What the hell's going on with this world?
I don't know. I'm not quite sure.
Skynet.
Say it again, Fred?
Skynet.
Exactly. Some sort of wizardry. AJ, we got UFC 292 on the docket tonight. I hope you're excited. I hope you're ready. My parlay last week, my 5-fight parlay got screwed by the judges. I could not believe it. We were on the road to riches. What do you mean told you?
I told you from a long time ago, past shows, that these judges suck.
Well, yeah, okay. AJ goes, I told you. I'm like, well, what about? You didn't pick against me in that fight. AJ is the one claiming to be the only man in all of MMA who complains about judging, I think, which is weird. Like I go, the judges screwed me. Man. AJ goes, I told you. I'm like, what?
Listen, man, I've been saying it for the longest times. That was our biggest beef. And when I remember when I lost a few times and I said I got screwed by the judges, and you're like,
yeah, but that wasn't actually the case.
I got screwed big time, and so did those fighters. And that's what I keep saying over and over and over again. These people kill parlays. And the problem is that I'm telling you, I saw that and I'm like, oh, Dave's going to be pissed. But the thing is that if lucky I didn't bet on Saturday because I would have lost. But I'm telling you, the judges need to be. I know that Dana has an issue with them. Listen, Dana has an issue with the judging. There's got to be something done because, you can't get guys from, I don't want to say anything, the karate world or the boxing world or whatever. You need people that understand the MMA game and how it's playing out.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Look, I don't think that's really what happened. It was a close fight that the judges just saw wrong.
Everybody else saw that
fight,
too.
But most everybody saw it.
Hey, guess who I see?
Okay, most everybody saw it Hakeem Dawodu's way, but Cub Swanson took the decision 28-29. It was a unanimous decision. It's not like, any of the judges saw it for Dawodu. Even though most people watching the fight thought Dawodu won, the judges gave it 29-28, 2 rounds to 1 to Cub Swanson, which ruined my parlay from last week because I had Khalil Roundtree, I had Hakeem Dawodu, Roundtree wins. Earlier in the night, I had Isaac Dolgarian, who was the big underdog pick of the night. He came through with a first-round TKO over Francis Marshall. I gave you Marcus McGee. He beat JP Buys. I gave you Martin Budai. He beat Josh Parisian. We were rolling. Josh Fremd, Jamie Pickett got that one. And then right at the end, co-main event, screwed by the judges. I needed one fight to cash in big time, so I was kind of disappointed last weekend. But if you want to talk about I told you so, AJ, we could talk about the main event where you picked Rafael Dos Anjos and I picked Vicente Luque, and Vicente Luque soundly defeated RDA last weekend. A very impressive performance. Unanimous decision, 49-46, 48-47, 48-47. So he won most of the rounds. He won it on all 3 judges' scorecards, and the judges got it right there. Like nobody was. No,
they got it right. They got it right.
Nobody was complaining about that decision. Luque,
he didn't look that bad.
Looked really solid. No,
yeah,
but I think look, you're 38, 39 years old. You're a 155-pound champion 3-4 years ago, maybe more at this point. You've been fighting at 170 a bit, and you dropped back down. You had some success at 155, and now you come back up to 170. And your last fight, I think his last fight at 170 was against Brian Barberina, who isn't like a top 10, top 15 guy. And then he steps in there. It was a big step up in competition with Vicente Luque. And I know that Luque had that brain bleed after his last fight, the knockout loss to Jeff Neal last year. But, he had a year. He took the time. He's 31 years old. Like, he's in his prime. So I just figured he would pick up the victory. And he did, AJ.
I was on the other side.
He
I was on
did,
the other
'cause
side.
You don't have success, like, late in your career jumping up weight classes. Fred, go ahead.
Yeah, Vinny. Well, hold on a sec. But I thought the Blaine
So
Reed would be. Go ahead, Freddie.
3-4 years ago, you said, Dave, he won the title in 2015 and lost it in 2016.
Wow. It's much longer.
Yeah, it's been a while. Garcia is a legend, man. Unfortunately, in recent years, he's been a 50-50 fighter at best. So I think his better years are behind him, but he's always a gamer. He's always fun to see.
For sure, man. He's going to be fun to watch. I mean, he's not going to be like contending for the title. He's in great shape. He's 38 years old coming into the fight game. A lot of fight in his pocket. But the thing is that I really thought he would be able to beat Vincent, man. I really thought Vincent would not want to take a lot of shots due to the fact that he got that brain bleed. But he was in there, man. He was in that pocket. He was taking them. He was giving them. And look, he made me a believer in Luque again, man. Lucky Luque. He pulled it off. Hey, listen, before we go any further, I just want to give a quick shout out, man. Guess who's off the milk carton? Guess who's back on the Ringside Report universe?
Is that Muscles
Our
Marco?
man, Muscles Marco. I just saw it coming in. Muscles Marco is on. It's about damn time.
Yeah.
Everybody misses Muscles. Actually,
we love you, Muscles Marco. I
Muscles
wish
Marco.
Muscles was around more often. That guy's the best.
Remember
I miss
Muscles
that guy.
was the best, man, with the pizza when we used to be at TSN.
The show
We
is
used
not
to
the same.
deliver
It had a better flavor when Marco was there. Like, he added
we need him.
something. There was like, he was never really on the mic, but he just added like he was like a secret ingredient. Like, we need
He
Marco.
was like the
So
McDonald's sauce, man.
good to see my man Muscles Marco on the chat. Shout out to Lior. I did not get WrestleMania tickets, Lior. I'm thinking about it. I still haven't. I looked at the tickets and the prices and was like, oh.
They're crazy.
Ouch.
I saw the prices.
Yeah. I looked at actual tickets and I was like, man, if you're sitting anywhere near the ring, it's going to cost you a fortune, a small fortune. It's like, I don't know if it's worth it. I really don't.
Where is it?
WWE's
Minnesota?
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia. Okay.
Philly.
Yeah, not so far.
And
Doug
what
Hepburn-
the next one?
Say
And the
it.
one after that is Minnesota. I
think
think
so,
because
yeah.
they're saying Brock might retire there.
Oh yeah, I could see that. But yeah,
He
the
might come
next
back
one,
to the UFC.
2025, is supposed to be in Minnesota. 2024, April 2024 is going to be in Philadelphia for WrestleMania, which is close enough to us that I thought about going. I haven't ruled out going, but tickets are crazy expensive, like crazy. And I mean,
Well, how
I could
much?
go and sit in the nosebleeds for a reasonable amount, but
Well, how much do those tickets
Hopefully-
go for?
I mean,
Oh,
thousands.
I forget
of dollars.
the best. I think was like $20,000 a ticket. The highest.
Something
play-
like that.
highest,
What?
Yeah, I did
Yeah.
get a pre-sale
well, you
for
could get
tickets.
nosebleeds for like 50, but
I remember when they were selling like ground tickets for George's fights in Montreal. I think the ground seat went for about $10,000 back in the days, man. But I'm impressed. $20,000
Oh, it's crazy.
to
I
start
could show
investing in
you.
the WWE.
Let's see. I could show you tickets right now. Okay, it's not $20,000.
But
it's-
through the scalpers, I'm sure that'll go up there.
well, it's
Just like the George tickets.
well, you could get tickets
Muscles,
right now,
most-
second row, for $8,500 each. US.
Shit! Say what?
Yeah.
That's
second
the normal
row,
pricing?
Second row, like WrestleMania right now. If you want to sit second row on the floor, camera side, you're gonna be seen on TV and everything. Like, look, I'll show you guys. You could get tickets. Like, they are available. They are being sold right now. And these seats right here, these platinum seats, are $8,500.
Damn.
All right, and then
Listen,
a row
man, that'd
be-
be a good investment for Ringside.
what
Get
do
a
you wanna
couple of
do?
shirts.
Do you want to sit in the second row for $8,500, or do you want to sit in the third row for $5,000? I mean, seems like, what's the difference here? What are we doing? It's one row.
Yeah,
And
but it's on
it's
camera
three-
and off camera. You know what I'm saying?
You're on
That's
camera
the difference.
both. You're going to be
Yeah,
seen
not as much as
less
the
so
second.
in the second row. Let's see. How about some seats that maybe reasonable
nosebleeds?
people can afford
It's
here.
got to be like $50. Come on.
No,
Can't
be
dude.
that.
I'm telling you, it's gonna be way more. Let's see. What's
'Cause-
this?
Because now you're looking at resale sites, but I have here.
No. This is
like,
Ticketmaster.
Okay, because I see it from
What?
40, 55,
That's insane.
70, 80.
Yeah,
100, like they-
that was a report. I don't even think that's real. Maybe way
You're kidding
up.
me.
Maybe way up.
Let's go to
Whoa.
nosebleeds, dude. I just saw 1,500, and they look like they're nosebleeds.
Yeah, they're pretty high up. These are $900
Jesus.
way up here. Yeah, it's
Well,
not great.
you know that the wrestling crowd has money, man.
Why do we keep going there? All right.
Don't show the porn there, Dave.
Yeah, there's
And is that for 1 or 2 days? 2 days, I hope.
no, that's one.
Oh my God,
Yes. Yeah, I know.
awful.
No, that's 1 day. That is 1 day. And if you're sitting way up there, I mean, the cheapest seats I'm seeing are way up here in the nosebleeds at
How much?
$500 a piece. And that's for
Get
one
the
night.
hell out of here.
Like
What?
way up. I'm talking
That's
about
insane,
the
man.
upper deck. They're $500 a piece. It's crazy.
That's
For
crazy.
Cody
man.
against Roman Reigns again.
Well, that's it. Like, I'm not really that interested. The cheapest ticket is supposedly $300, but I don't see anything for sale at $300. So the cheapest ticket I'm seeing is $500 US, and that's just for one night. In the nose, I mean, you're
Bordel.
way up too. Like,
Who
what
can
is
afford
the
this
point?
shit, dude?
I'm not sure.
Like milk is through the roof, gas is through the roof, everything's through the roof. Thank you, Biden. And you know what? And you're gonna pay
you
$500
live
bucks.
in Canada, you silly.
Doesn't matter, motherfucker. He fucked it for us here too. We're paying it like through our nose. But the thing is, how do people afford a nosebleed for $500? Think about
I mean, look, if you're gonna do it and you're gonna go to WrestleMania, it's I think doable
You gonna
for
bring
a
your
lot
kid?
of people. But yeah, for if you bring a kid, yeah, it's
You're
a
done,
multiple.
man.
Yeah, it's crazy. No, it's crazy.
Okay, so
It's like
let me tell you. Okay, I'm gonna
Come on,
show you
big
I'm
man.
a baller. But
your
UFC
ball, dude.
83,
Go.
man. I bought some tickets on a resale site, and they ended up being like fake tickets. So, and I was like right when it opened, so right away they bring me to like the counter where they tell me they got other tickets for me to buy, and they go 400 and something. It was a ticket because like once they do like the seating chart and the entry, there's always a couple of seats that become available, and they sell them the night of the. So, anyways, I paid like $450 for each seat that night. That's the most I've ever spent
Jesus.
for
Yeah.
something. UFC 83, George, man,
And you brought your son.
exactly.
Yeah.
And he was
I
young,
mean, that
man.
was
He was
something,
like,
Freddie.
I forget what year it was, but I think he was like 8 or 9 years old. That was the first UFC in Montreal. I even remember someone outside going to me, "Is he going in?" And I go, "Yeah, he's coming with me."
Hell yeah.
But it's crazy because that's the point where like George was like 20,000 for like right at the bottom. You know, it was insane. But I didn't realize that tickets were going that much up in the nosebleeds.
That's crazy. Fred, you should have been with me back then. I got in for free that night. As I
Good for
did
you.
for every George St. Pierre fight in Canada ever. Free.
Yeah, then you blew it and you got Dana upset. So there's the end of that.
Dana loves me, man. Uncle Dana, are you kidding? Dana loves me.
Who
I didn't
who
blow
doesn't like
anything.
who?
Dana's
Oh no,
got-
that's Freddie.
Dana White and me, Dana White and this show, we are tight, man. You know I'm a Dana White supporter. Dana forever. Come on, man. What are you talking about? And Doug
No, I was
says in
thinking-
5 years I'm going to have to pay $8,000 for my daughter to see Taylor Swift. No, I don't think so.
Fuck
I
her.
think my daughter's going to have better taste than wanting to go see Taylor Swift. Fucking Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift.
What a jabroni she is.
Hey,
I got-
listen, didn't Madonna turn 65 today?
I got one.
Think about that.
I got one comment question, Dave. Do you like the same music your dad liked?
Yeah.
No, not really.
No.
Simon and Garfunkel?
there's a
For
good
sure.
chance your kids won't like the same music you do.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
just saying.
probably true. But I can't imagine they'll like Taylor Swift. I mean, Taylor Swift will be so old by the time she, you know what I mean? Taylor
Yeah, but I
Swift
just
is like
told you.
is like 40 years older than she is right now. Like, come on, how old's Taylor Swift?
Yep. It was like in her 30s,
30,
late 20s.
I don't know.
Who knows,
So
man?
she's
But
not
all
40
I know
years
is,
older than her.
let me
but
get back
she-
to what I was saying.
I don't think it'll be the same generation. It'll
Do you
be
know
what
who Madonna
the,
is, Dave?
Yeah. Of course.
Okay, so that's not so bad. She's 65. I was trying to say that.
Do
It's
I
her
know
birthday
who
today.
Madonna is?
65, man. I'm sure some people don't, man. Think about
Probably.
it.
But I
Don't
mean,
know
I'm,
Taylor Swift, but not
I'm
like
old
Madonna.
enough to know Madonna.
Yeah, like a virgin. Yeah, I got it. You know that.
Doug Hepburn spent $800 US to see the Tigers in the 06 World Series. The only game
Well,
they
that's
won.
different, man. World Series, man.
Well, that's it. It's a special thing. But still,
that's
800
something
back
special,
in 06. Now
that's a lot of money,
it's gonna
man.
be it's gonna be way more, right? Like everything's jumped.
I hope he kept the ticket because you can kind of resell that.
Doug could have cashed in big time last weekend, but the judges screwed him too with the.
Yeah, there you
he
go.
said he would have won a couple $100 on 3 bets, but it screwed him over there. The Dawodu fight. Yeah, it was.
See, I told you,
disappointing,
Doug.
man.
Those
You told-
judges need to be changed.
Yeah, but you still give fight picks, AJ. It's not like I told you, Doug.
I
Don't
know.
Pick. Like, what are you
I
saying?
give fight picks, but every time it lands in the judge's hands to a decision or something,
Okay,
you're
so-
going to get screwed.
So all the judges, there's not a because you say the judges need to be changed, but you
All of
don't
them.
even remember. I bet who were the judges last week on that fight. So
I think
Which
it was.
judges?
I
The
think
whole-
it was. I know that.
everybody.
Well, I just think that personally, I think more judges have to be involved in the MMA game. Like, if it's ex-fighters, and I know, Dave, you had mentioned that, okay, sometimes they still have affiliations with some of the clubs and whatnot, but there's so many like ex-MMA fighters that weren't in the UFC and in local circuits and things like that. We need to get like MMA
Yeah, but they don't
judging.
always
Because
know,
that's
and a lot of
ruining-
them
it's
have
kind of-
affiliations that make them biased.
Yeah,
Case in
but-
point, AJ Alesio over here. So,
Yeah.
I really wanted
But you know what?
to
I
say.
would be
Guy
fair,
would-
Dave.
I really
All
wanted
champions
AJ.
would be BTT guys.
Yeah, exactly. All the champions would be BTT guys because AJ would be judging the fights. It wouldn't
Well,
work.
they were at one point. George St. Pierre.
Yeah,
There you
and
go.
you would make
But I'm
sure
gonna tell
that it
you,
would stay that way forever. I wanted you to name judges from last week. I wanted you to go down that road. You kind of started. You were like, the judges doesn't matter. You can't name the judges. You couldn't
I
name
think it was
3
Tony.
judges.
What's his name?
You couldn't name 3 judges. Name
to
a
be honest,
judge.
I can't.
How many
Adelaide Bird,
refs
is that
can you name?
Well, a lot of those guys came. I'm going to tell you
The
something. A
refs
lot
you
of
can
those
name because
judges.
they're in the cage, but the judges,
Not
like,
only
you
that,
don't see them.
a lot of those. I'm going to just say something quickly. Some of those judges that are in the UFC were actually part of the Fight for Charities jiu-jitsu tournaments that I used to do with Glenn. They were judges for jiu-jitsu tournaments and moved over into the MMA world. So of quite a few of them, in fact. But the thing is that my beef is
He's not going to
again-
name one, though. Still. Name one.
it doesn't matter. What I'm going to come
You
down to is
can't
this.
name any. You're like, I
It
know
doesn't
them.
matter. I don't need
did
to name.
work with
I named
them.
Adelaide Bird. Adelaide Bird.
It's
Does she
one.
deserve to be an MMA?
That's
No,
one.
but does she
Could you
deserve to
name
be an
any
MMA
others?
judge?
Could you
She's
name
never come
any
back.
Others?
She messes up boxing and she messes up like MMA. You need to have quality MMA judging. Point for now.
AJ's
You
a
just-
politician.
I know. He's great. He just keeps talking and ignores the question, and he doesn't
Hey,
have
listen,
an
man.
answer.
Legalize weed. You get
It's already done. AJ, let me ask
Oh.
you something. You think you could beat Fred in MMA trivia? Because he thinks he could beat you.
Oh, I think Freddie could beat me.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that doesn't
But
make it as
it
fun.
depends. No. But go ahead. Let's go. Let's try this. You never know, man.
How about some UFC 292 trivia? You ready?
Uh-oh.
Don't look at your computer screen. Don't look at Google. I want to see your eyes. AJ, look at me.
I'm looking straight at you.
Well,
No, you're not.
wait. I just want to say something. Like MMA trivia to me should be historical. If it's something that happened in the last 2-3 years, man, my level of attention in the last 2-3 years is not the same.
There's going to be a mix, Fred. You can't slant it towards what you
Yeah, but you
do.
also
There's
gotta
gotta
have
be a
like
mix. There's a mix. I
You
got a
also
mix
have
of questions
creative
for you
stuff.
guys. I want to
you
know
gotta
who
have
would
creative
win.
stuff. Okay, tell me. Let's go. Let's do this.
I want to see who would win, Fred versus AJ, before we preview UFC 292. Place your
Deal or
bets
no
right now
deal?
in the chat. Place your bets on Kick, Rumble, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. Who is going to win the battle of the trivia? AJ has already said that he will lose, so maybe bet on Fred, I'm thinking. But place your bets right now in the chat. Eagle999 is in the Rumble chat. I see Doug. I see Miss Brooklyn. I see Marco. I see Leor over on YouTube. Shout out to everybody watching us live and everybody listening afterwards, watching after the fact. UFC this weekend is in Boston, Massachusetts, guys. Boston.
Boston strong, man.
And, of course, Who wants the first question? How about that? Who wants the first question? I'll do heads or tails.
Okay. Central Coast, middle. If it lands on its right in the middle, Fred.
All right, we got
What
a
is it?
Canadian quarter here. AJ,
No
call
value.
it. Call it.
Heads.
Oh.
It's always better to get it than
Tails.
give it.
Fred,
let's hear
you
this.
choose. You want first or you want AJ to get first question?
I'll go first.
Oh, Fred's going first. Okay.
Damn it.
Freddie. This weekend, UFC 292 in Boston. Who did Conor McGregor defeat in Boston? Is it A? You're going to get multiple choice, so it's not going to be that
I
hard.
wanted to say a choice, but go.
You wanted a choice, or you want to just say?
Go.
Is it A, Diego Brandao, B, Dennis Seaver, C, Dustin Poirier, or D, Max Holloway?
I'm going to go with Dennis Seaver, but that's...
Yeah,
I
man.
don't
That
know.
was so easy.
That is correct. That is
That
correct.
was the
Fred.
easiest one,
That
man.
was the easy one. All right.
What
AJ,
happened to Dennis Seaver, by the way? Is he still like on the UFC roster? Like, is he retired? I haven't seen him in so long.
He's not on the
Pretty
UFC
exciting
roster
fighter.
anymore. I mean, he was about 40 when Conor beat him, so I don't think
Was he
still
that old?
fighting. He was
Damn,
pretty
he looked
old.
good.
I remember thinking,
Where was he
this
from?
seems like
Germany?
a mismatch. All right,
Dennis
AJ.
Seaver. In
Here's,
the form.
here's an easy one for you then, AJ, okay?
Oh, great.
Who
Yeah,
beat
right.
Sean O'Malley?
Why? Mine wasn't really easy.
Yeah, Fred's wasn't that easy. AJ said it was, but AJ,
It was.
is
I got
this
it.
is, I think, the easiest one. AJ, who beat Sean O'Malley?
That's not fair. Even I know that one.
Was it A,
Oh, shit.
Marlon Vera, B, Thomas Almeida, C, Pedro Munoz, or D, Eddie Wineland? Clock is ticking, AJ.
What was C again?
Pedro Munoz. Who beat Sean O'Malley? Was it A, Marlon Vera, B, Thomas Almeida, C, Pedro Munoz, or D, Eddie Wineland? AJ, give me an answer right now. Stop looking at the
cheating,
computer.
man.
He's cheating.
He's disqualified.
cheating.
I'm trying to think. I'm
I'll
trying to
give the
think.
answer,
Pedro
man, and
Munoz.
I'll take the
just
point.
give me an
I
answer.
think it was Pedro Munoz.
No, it was Marlon Vera, Cheeto.
Correct.
Cheeto.
Fred should
Damn
get
it.
an extra point just because
No,
you
man, that's
cheated
not fair.
and you
You
tried
can't-
to cheat.
In fact, he confused me there.
And again,
You
I
can't
didn't
do
need
that,
no
man.
fucking multiple choice. I knew the answer, man.
Wow.
I got this, man. I won, man. I'm the best.
All right.
Wait,
well,
wait,
you're
one
not,
more, man.
Hold on,
no,
hold
no,
on,
this
hold
is
on. Let's
first
give you a
round.
couple
First
more.
round.
So
First
Fred
round.
is up
He won the
1-0
first round.
so far.
He got first round.
Here's a question to
We're
Fred.
going to the second.
When Aljamain Sterling is main eventing this weekend, of course, against Sean O'Malley. When did Aljamain Sterling make his UFC debut? Was it A, UFC 190, B, UFC 170, C, UFC 202, or D, UFC 186?
I got no proof, man. Come on, man.
That's tough. They can't all be
Can I
easy
do
ones.
it?
I mean,
Can I throw
that's
it in? If he doesn't
that's
get it,
like
I'll
for
grab
the
it.
ultimate MMA nerd. Whoever knows that answer has no life.
I mean, it's multiple choice, Fred, so you
Wait,
can
wait,
just
wait.
kind of throw
Can
a
I-
dart at the wall and hope
Listen,
that it
man,
sticks.
throw it over to me,
Well,
man.
how
Deal or
about
no
this?
deal?
How about this?
Deal or no
Fred
deal?
is wrong, AJ has a chance to steal.
Okay.
All right?
I think I know this one.
What are the choices, man?
When did Aljamain Sterling make his UFC debut? Was it A,
It was a
UFC
while-
190,
The oldest one. The oldest one. What's the oldest one you gave me, man?
UFC 170, B?
Yeah.
You're going
He's
with
been there
that?
for a while.
That
Yeah,
is
he's been there
correct,
for a while.
Fred. Correct. Whoa. Wow. Fred is killing you, AJ.
When was it?
UFC 170.
What year was that?
I thought it was 2014, dude. I'm gonna win this, man, because that was UFC 56.
What?
Motherfucker,
What?
you guys are wrong. Fight night, Fight night 56
UFC 56
or
was in
55.
2014?
55.
50.
2014.
No.
I think it was.
UFC
He's looking at
170.
his computer. He's cheating, man. He has a computer,
Man,
man.
ain't no
I
cheating.
should
Well,
win by, I should
who do you
win
think
by
I am?
default.
Fred, I don't think it's actually
What
cheating.
am I, like American elections?
I don't
here?
think it's
He's
actually
wrong.
cheating because
Yeah,
he's getting
'cause
it
he's
wrong.
wrong.
He's using a computer and he's failing miserably. Aljamain Sterling beat Cody Gibson February 2014 UFC 170 in his UFC debut. AJ, here's one for you. Don't cheat. You cheat.
No. You guys are wrong because it was Hugo Viana that he beat in 2014.
No, it wasn't.
All right. Check the facts, dude.
I am looking at the facts, and he beat Hugo Viana in his second UFC fight.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. Here's another question for AJ. What is Aljamain Sterling's current win streak? Current UFC bantamweight champion. How many fights has he won in a row? Is it A, 6, B,
Cheating.
7,
No.
C,
No.
9, D, 11?
Stop
He's going
cheating.
for the fourth for the win for two. Okay,
Give me an
The
answer.
Fourth, if he
5,
wins, he's gonna
4,
defend it 4 times.
3,
I'd say
2,
4, 6.
1. It's 9. Aljamain Sterling
Upside
has
down.
won
Listen,
9
upside
fights
down, man.
in a
It's
row.
9, man.
Yeah.
There, I was right.
Did I even get
6 or 9?
6 was A. AJ's just getting them all wrong. Fred, here's a tough one for you because it's current stuff. Wang Jay Lee, Wang Jay Lee, Zhang Wei Li.
Wang Jay Lee.
Zhang
Wrong
Wei
turn.
Li's defending her UFC Women's Strawweight Championship on Saturday in the co-main event. Who did she beat to win the belt? A, Joanna Jędrzejczyk, B, Carla Esparza, C, Rose
man,
Namajunas,
that's easy.
or D,
We're
Jessica
getting the easy
Andrade?
ones.
Wasn't she a champion twice?
Who did she beat to win the current championship? The one that
You're
she's
giving me-
currently on.
We're throwing
Monster.
softballs here.
Cookie
Cook-
Monster.
No?
Correct. It is
Oh, yeah.
Carla Esparza. AJ's
Damn.
like,
And the
What?
first time it was
No, man.
Rose, not
Damn it.
Majunas.
Why'd you
First
tell him
time
what
it
his
was
favorite
Rose.
ice cream color is?
I don't think so.
No, it wasn't Rose the first
Fred.
time she beat, or was it
No.
Joanna?
I think it was Joanna. She never beat Rose. She actually lost to Rose 2 straight fights.
Yeah.
Yeah. AJ, I
That
like
was
that
a-
he's
that was
saying
a
how
softball, man.
easy it is. You're saying it's easy, and then Fred
Well,
gives
no, I
the
was saying it
answer,
was
and
easy
you
for
disagree.
Fred, yeah.
Like you don't
No, I
even
said-
know the right answer.
I knew it was Esparza,
No,
man.
you didn't.
It's like for sure I knew that one.
Okay.
And it's an
Who-
easy one. Why'd you ask
who-
him his favorite ice cream?
Who headlined the first UFC show in Boston? Okay, first UFC pay-per-view in Boston.
Jesus.
Who was in the main event?
I
Okay,
have it.
One of
I
these
have
guys. Fred has
I
it.
have it.
Wow.
I have it.
I think I should
I'm
just
gonna help him. I'm gonna
Wait,
help
wait,
him.
let's
It's
go.
a
Let's go.
lightweight.
Wait. We're
Oh,
going in
hold
the
on,
third
hold on.
round.
Let-
I
don't
think the
tell him,
second
don't
was a
tell
draw.
him.
I
Is
think
it
the second
A?
was a draw.
Was it A,
Cool.
Conor McGregor, B,
Okay.
Frankie Edgar, C, Marcus Davis, or D, Randy Couture?
The first one was
First
Conor
UFC
McGregor.
show in Boston.
Conor
He's-
McGregor.
That is incorrect. It was Frankie Edgar, BJ Penn, the rematch, co-headlined by Randy Couture versus James Toney
That was James Toney fight with Couture was in Boston.
in the co-main event. Yeah, Frankie Edgar,
Man,
BJ
he got
Penn headline.
destroyed.
So Frankie Edgar was the right answer. Fred knew that.
And I'll give you a crazy thing I remember
Damn.
from that first event in Boston.
I got
Boston
TKO'd,
back
man.
then had a weird rule where they had the double weigh in. They weighed in on the Monday, and the Saturday they had to weigh in again, and they couldn't be more than like 10% more of their body weight from the Friday. Because back then Boston had a double weigh-in rule. I remember it was the only
Well,
place that had.
I think that's interesting because in that fight, it paved the way for a lot of like things that are happening today, like in the world of boxing and MMA. Because James Toney was like a 2-time champion in boxing, fighting Randy Couture. And I remember that fight. Randy took him down and like literally like destroyed him. And in fact, I think he submitted him. It was like a ground and pound. I mean, it was over in about what? 2 minutes and 20 seconds, somewhere
it was
around
like
there.
an ankle pick, takedown, and then he beat him up a bit, and then he choked him out. It was really easy
Yeah,
for
it was so easy, and most people were like, "Oh no, James Toney's gonna knock him out. You're gonna see this and whatnot." But really, this is where it all comes down to: is that you get MMA guys going into boxing, like we saw with Diaz and all the rest. It's a different game, but it's a different game if you go from strictly boxing into MMA. This is exactly what's going to happen way back with Randy Couture. What year was that?
2013. I'm just throwing it out.
So you're
I think it's
looking- sorry,
2011,
2000
actually. I think it's 2011.
Wow, man, that's incredible. Time flies.
Fred
But all
might
to
be
say
right,
is
though.
from
He seems to
2000
be the king of this trivia. I think he'd beat me.
He is, man.
I'm just
But-
guessing on that one.
Well, regardless, it's around that time anyways, but nothing has changed as of 2023. And in fact, like, the fighters in MMA are a lot more dangerous than they were in 2011 or 2013, hands down. So,
Sure.
there's a lot of people like debating this thing, the boxing guys and all that. I love boxing. I love boxing as a boxing sport. But MMA is different, man. So one can walk into the other sport. And to be honest,
we're
Ngannou
playing a
fighting
game,
Tyson
AJ.
Fury.
I get it. We
Listen.
understand.
I'm just making my prediction right there. Ngannou walking into Tyson Fury.
So what is
he
it, like
doesn't know what
5-0 for me?
Oh yeah, you're destroying him. It's like
3-0,
1,000,000 It's
3-0.
almost
No, you
pointless to
won.
keep going. I have more questions though. If you want to keep going, you want more?
Okay, let's do it.
Let's see.
One more.
Fred,
One more.
this is Fred's turn. What country? This is a guy, Ian Machado Gary. He's fighting this weekend. He's a big prospect. He's undefeated.
Oh, man.
What
What
country
a
is he
softball
from?
question.
What country is he from? A, USA, B, Canada, C, Scotland, D, Ireland.
Come on, this is so easy, dude.
See, it's hard because I was gonna say England, but now I'm all like, I don't know, man.
Man,
Scotland, man.
he lost it.
Incorrect.
Wait, let me
Incorrect.
answer that. Let me
Where's
answer
he
that.
from?
Don't be fooled by the
Oh,
name
AJ.
Machado because his name is just like Connor. If
I
you
said
want
England.
proper 12, you're going to be coming and hitting the booze because he's from Ireland, man.
He is from Ireland. Wow. See,
Don't let
current
Machado
stuff.
fool you.
Current stuff. New guys. I think AJ might have an edge here. Might be able to bring
Well,
it back.
he's 12. Listen, this guy is 12-0, man. This guy is
Yeah,
the
he's
real
good.
deal, and I really think he's really good.
Yeah.
You know, he's super talented. We're not going to get into our betting picks, but let me tell you,
Well, he's going to
a
win
strong
for sure.
favorite.
He's fighting Neil Magny on the pay-per-view this weekend. He's
last
third,
minute too.
third
It's
from main event. It's Aljamain Sterling, Sean O'Malley, Zhang Weili, Amanda Lemos, and then Ian Machado Gary versus Neil Magny right before that. So he's a featured spot there on the pay-per-view coming up this weekend. Okay, man making his return this weekend, AJ, Chris Weidman. We all know Weidman, the man, former middleweight champion. What year did Chris Weidman beat Anderson Silva? Was it A,
Oh, my
2011, B, 2012, C, 2013, or D, 2014?
But he beat him twice.
Yeah, he beat him twice.
He beat him
so
twice
the first time.
in the same
Yep.
year. It was in
Yeah.
the same year, guys. So
And-
it
and-
makes
and-
the question super
I bel-
easy.
Oh man, this is gonna be a tough one. I'm gonna say because he broke his leg. That was the end of Anderson Silva. Everybody was crying. I want to say, what are we? 2014. I'm gonna go with 2014 on that.
2013.
Damn it! It was on. That was my first.
Sorry, AJ.
Damn it! I always remember.
Already
Go with
been
your
10
first
years,
thought.
man. Time flies.
I know.
can't
It's been
believe it.
10 years since Weidman beat Anderson.
Jesus.
And Weidman's coming off a leg break. It's
As
been
he- as
2
well?
years since he fought. He fought Uriah Hall. He broke his leg in that fight, and now
That's crazy.
this is Weidman's comeback fight coming up this weekend on the prelims. I'm kind of surprised it's on the prelims, not on the pay-per-view. I kind of would have preferred seeing this after 10 p.m. rather than have to watch it before.
It's on my parlay.
Weidman over
Yep.
Tavares?
Yep. I got Weidman.
I could see it. Okay, it's
How old is
Fred's
he now,
turn.
Chris?
Fred, I got 3 more
39.
questions, so we're almost done this trivia here. Fred is
3
winning,
more?
I think, 3-1. 3-1, maybe? Let's say it's 3-1.
Yeah, it's 3-1.
It's 3-1. What is Gregory Rodriguez's nickname, Fred? Is it Gregory Rodriguez is a fighter on the prelims this weekend? He's had a few good fights in the UFC. He's looked pretty good, and he's a solid middleweight contender. What's his nickname? Is it A? Sorry. Is it A, RoboCop, B, Terminator, C, Freddy Krueger, or D, Rocky?
Man, that's easy.
RoboCop.
Come on.
It is
Damn it!
RoboCop.
Damn it. Couldn't you pick something else,
He
Fred?
did it.
Look, I
He
spit
did
in my
it.
thing
I
went off.
knew there was a fighter that had the RoboCop nickname, but I had no clue.
Damn it.
I'm going, yeah, let's go for him.
Nice. Really good. All right. Fred
That
is up
sucks,
1-1.
man.
I think
Nail
it's
in the
over.
coffin.
Yeah, that was a nail in the coffin. AJ, let's see. Let's see if you could score one back. What country is Marlon Vera from? This should be a slam dunk for you, Mr. Columbia Jersey. What country is Marlon Vera
I mean,
from?
make it any easier.
A, Peru. B, Ecuador. C, Chile. D, Argentina. AJ, you have 10 seconds. Give me an answer.
What was it again? Did you say Colombia in there?
What country is Marlon Vera from? A, Peru. B, Ecuador. C, Chile. D, Argentina.
I think Chito Vera is from. Did you say Paraguay?
Nope. I said
Uruguay.
Peru, Ecuador, Chile, Argentina.
Yeah. I think he's from Ecuador.
The man
is
of
from
1,000
Ecuador.
look.
He is from Ecuador. Good job.
There you go, man.
You got one.
It's
finally.
3-2, man.
It's 4-2.
4-2.
Should we give
Well,
AJ
no,
a
the
last
RoboCop,
one to see if he can come back, or do you want to just take a further lead, Fred? Because I have one more question. It was supposed to be the tiebreaker, but Fred's just won.
Just ask the question without any
Why don't you get something
multiple
something
choice.
that's
Okay.
outside?
Who answers?
Who did Nate Diaz beat in Boston? He fought one time in Boston. Who did he beat?
Donald Cerrone.
No. AJ, you want to take a stab at it? You want me to give you multiple choice, AJ? Make it easier
Yeah,
for you?
give me a multiple. Yeah, let's hear this.
Was it A, Conor McGregor, B, Gray Maynard, C, Joe Lozon, or D, Marcus Davis?
I'm thinking.
I think it was Lozon.
It was
Joe
Marcus
Lozon,
Davis.
man. It was Marcus Davis. The
Damn
Irish
it.
hand
So, Freddie,
grenade.
that's it, man. Taps me out.
Freddie beat you. I mean, he demolished you. Good job, Fred. Good job, Fred.
Yeah, but you gave some softballs, man. It could have been a tie there. From RoboCop to I got always the hard ones, man. Boston's strong, man. I love Boston.
Johnny
I
North,
want a
the
medal
answer
there.
to your question is 3. The answer to your question is 3. How many times did
What?
the Atlanta Braves beat the Yankees this week? It's 3 times. It's 3 times.
No, but even better is how many games under 500 are they now?
I don't know. Are they under 500 at this point? It's just pathetic.
Yeah, they're like
Give
2
up.
game under 500 or.
Yeah. I mean,
the only-
it's a complete disaster in the Bronx. Fire everybody. That's what I say. Fire Cashman, certainly. Sell the team to somebody that gives a shit. I mean, I don't know.
At least Wander Franco's not on their team.
Thank God. Thank God we don't have Wander Franco. That sick bastard. Hopefully somebody hits a home run in his ass in prison. You know? What a dick.
A hole in one, man. It might happen.
Miss Brooklyn liked the trivia. Did you guys like the trivia? I hope you guys liked it. I thought it was
I
fun.
did. I
was
thought
cool.
you would throw in some MMA and some other stuff. Like it could have been whose birthday is it today that smashed records like crazy. I would have said Madonna. That kind of
it.
stuff, Dave. You got to throw in some creative stuff too,
All right, Saturday night I'll throw in some different things for you, AJ. All
There you
right,
go,
Saturday
man.
night
Yeah.
we'll do another round of trivia. Freddie versus AJ.
Yeah, but Freddie's already got one up, man.
Yeah, well, Fred's winning. Maybe the winner should be the host for the next game, and Fred should have to come up with the questions for the next round. Like maybe
You know what?
that's
That
sounds like
a lot
work.
of work.
yeah.
No,
doesn't
no.
sound like a prize.
I
Let
say
me
I come
talk
up with
to my
5
union
questions.
It was kind of
Listen.
fun to do. I didn't mind putting the trivia questions together. It didn't take me that long, and it was kind of fun.
I mean, I could come up with a couple of questions, man.
There you
That's
go.
not
Me
bad.
too, bud. Let's do
See?
it, man. I'm up for giving 5 questions and mixing it in a pot and pulling it out. Whoever gets it, gets it.
I think it's not a bad idea if the winner has to be the host the next time around, so then we kind of mix it up, and then we could see who the real champion is. Different
I mean,
matchups.
I could probably find questions on the fly,
Yeah. All right, well, we'll see. We'll do another
I'm sure
round
there's
of
an app
something
for that. I'm
Saturday.
sure there's an app for that where you can randomly get a question and that kind of stuff.
Maybe. I don't. AI?
Like, it could
Maybe
be
we
any
can get
question.
AI to randomly generate MMA trivia for you, AJ?
Well, it could be MMA trivia. It could
Or
be
UFC 92
sports.
fighters. You're able to do that, Dave.
What do you mean?
AI generate 10 questions, 10 MMA trivia questions about fighters that are on the UFC 92.
Yeah, but you don't know what
That
they're
could be
going to
interesting.
generate, and it might be way too hard. I don't want to give you guys anything that was too hard.
Yeah, but that's okay, man. As long as you give an A, B, and C choice, it's perfect, man.
Mm.
Just like in the fights, man. Sometimes you got to be lucky to win.
All right.
Hence your parlay that didn't happen last week. There was no
Yeah.
luck there.
Thanks, AJ. Thanks.
AJ, who did Chris Weinman lose his title to? Well, you should know that one.
That's an easy one. Can I answer it if he doesn't get it? That's
Go
so
ahead,
easy.
Dave.
You don't know?
Who did he lose his title to? Georgie.
What?
You see, look,
Who?
and after that, you doubted that I would win this.
Yeah,
Come
that's
on, man.
crazy. AJ, what are you talking? It's your boy,
I'm
handsome
so
man.
tired, dude.
Big handsome guy, from San Jose,
Oh,
California.
yes, of course.
Luke Rockhold,
But they didn't have to say his name. I was gonna throw in some more
You
stuff.
were going to
man.
try and
I
get
forgot
there,
about
but
that,
you couldn't quite.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you something. Luke Rockhold, when he came, man, I said this guy was gonna be champion, which he did, and I said he was gonna dominate that division for a long time. I thought he would, but I thought he would do so much better. And I not to say I was disappointed, but man, when his career kind of like faltered and then he went into like bare knuckles was the end of it, man. It was just like, I don't think we'll see Rockhold fighting again.
He's grappling somebody. He's doing jiu-jitsu, Rockhold. I think he's grappling Craig Jones at some event in Israel. I saw something on Twitter about that today, yeah.
Well, he has a really
GSP. He said he put it when GSP said he wanted to do that grappling fight. Luke Rockhold,
I could see him doing that,
trying to get his name in there.
Well, maybe Rockhold is trying to get some matches in grappling to get his name going in that scene, and maybe he's trying to get the match with George. But I think he's grappling Craig Jones at some point, so that's cool.
Well, that's gonna be tough,
Dave,
man.
Yeah.
On another note, man, that sip of Coke that you just took, man, you got NASCAR talent, man, because you put yourself really sideways and everybody could see the can.
The sponsorship.
And I'm telling you, the only thing that was missing was just like showing the logo well. And, I want to thank Coca-Cola.
I want to thank Coca-Cola for everything they do for me and my family. We have Coca-Cola every time we sit down for a meal. It's my favorite beverage. It really is my favorite.
And it doesn't matter. And listen, man, in NASCAR, it doesn't matter how old you are, man. You could still win it. Give me a Coke and a smile. Ken Schrader, man. 68 years old.
Oh, yeah, Kenny Schrader.
That's right, man. That's the beautiful thing of that sport. You can keep going. You could be ripe, but you're still winning. But all to say is that, look, going back to the Rockhold thing, Rockhold cannot do it anymore in MMA. Rockhold cannot do it in bare knuckles, but I can see Rockhold doing it in jiu-jitsu because his grappling game was actually pretty good. I was impressed with his grappling game. But to go up against a guy like Craig Jones, man, that's going to be tough, dude.
AJ's going to tell me, in England, it's Greg.
But of course it's Greg.
So it's not Craig? Nobody's
Greg.
named Craig?
That's what I said.
You said Greg.
Craig. Yeah, that's what I said. Jesus.
Spell it.
C, it begins with a C, I think, his first name. C or G? Who gives a rat's ass?
How do you spell
C-R-A-I-G.
What?
Craig, C-R-A-I-G, no?
Yeah.
Or G-R-E-G.
No, you got it. No, you got it. Quit while you're ahead.
G-R-E.
That's what she said. Listen.
What?
Going back to Rockhold, I don't think he could beat George.
Why are we going back to Rockhold?
Costanza?
Because he was one of my favorite fighters. Luke, man.
Oh, St. Pierre. I was like, George.
Yeah, George Costanza. Yeah, if George was managing the Yankees, they'd be doing a lot better.
I'm not sure if they were recent, but I think I saw pictures on social media of George and Roger Gracie rolling.
George Costanza?
What?
Oh, St. Pierre.
Oh, okay.
George?
Georgie boy.
George is getting ready for that fight.
Oh, he's getting ready. George is getting prepared. George is getting upset.
Did you see him training the other day? He was running on a field, and he's doing these double flips in the air and landing on his feet, and he's like, I still got it at 42, man. But that's damn impressive, man.
Well, yeah.
That was impressive. You saw that?
He's Superman. I mean, I see things
the
that
hell?
he does, and I go, whoa.
He
It's
was
another
abducted
level with
by
that
aliens.
guy. He's a Superman. He's
Listen, man.
an incredible
He's got
athlete.
alien strength, man. I'm telling
The thing with George St. Pierre is he is a very naturally gifted athlete who works extremely hard. So it's the combination of that is just unstoppable. He's very dedicated. He treats his body well. He works very hard. He really enjoys working out. It is fun for him. And he's also naturally gifted. So there's just so much going for that guy. He's, 1 in a million. He's incredible. You can't,
he looks
you can't
amazing.
say anything about GSP. The guy's the best. I can't wait for his grappling match, but I know when his grappling match will come, there'll probably be snow on the ground. It'll be cold, so I'm trying to not think about that too much. Let's not think about George and
What's gonna happen?
his grappling in December, because, how about we talk about somebody from Quebec who's actually fighting in the summertime? Our man Olivier Aubin-Mercier is going to be fighting on Wednesday, guys. I don't know if you knew that, but it's 6 days away from his next fight. It's the PFL semifinal match here. He gets this fight, and I believe he's in another final for another $1 million, right? Which is
Good
pretty
for him.
sweet. He's 2 fights away
He's
from another
fighting.
$1 million, this guy. He won $1 million last year. He's a PFL champion. And now he's looking to get another $1 million. He's fighting... who is he fighting? PFL. The event is called PFL 9, I believe. There's a PFL 8 going on tomorrow. The heavyweight and women's featherweight semifinals taking place tomorrow. And then next Wednesday, it'll be Olivier Aubin-Mercier versus Bruno Miranda in his semifinal lightweight fight. And in the other semifinal lightweight fight, it'll be Clay Collard versus Shane Burgos. I think Olivier can do that. I think he can beat all those guys. He just beat Shane Burgos, didn't he?
Yep,
deal.
the first one.
Yeah,
That was the first fight, and then he beat Romero.
So is it possible that Olivier wins this fight, and then Burgos wins the fight, and then Olivier and Burgos have to fight again in the finals? That's kind of crazy. I think that'd be good for Olivier. He had a pretty solid decision victory. Either way, I
Against
got
Burgos,
Olivier winning this
big time.
tournament, and we're wishing Olivier Aubin-Mercier the best. The Canadian gangster. Another big fight in the PFL, Madison Square Garden, coming up Wednesday night. The theater at Madison Square Garden. It's not the big arena, but it's a smaller kind of thing attached to the garden. But still, they could say it's from Madison Square Garden, which it technically is. So it's pretty good.
I think Olivier has a great shot to win it again. If he wins this title two years in a row, $2 million. I mean, he should have I put it out there saying Jake Paul's coming into PFL and he wants to fight an MMA guy. I said that he should be fighting Olivier Aubin-Mercier. If you're going to come into MMA, he'll be a slightly bigger fighter than Olivier. But holy shit, man. If Olivier pulls it off, they should give that first fight to him. And he can make some serious money and walk away way more than $2 million.
That'd be good. I think
that's
love
the way
to
it should
see
go
it.
down.
Olivier comes out after he wins the second final in a row, cuts a promo. Jake Paul, you're taking everything I work for, motherfucker. I'm going to fight your fucking ass, Nate Diaz style. Remember when he did that
it's going to be
Conor?
a bad day, man.
That was the best. That was one of the best UFC promos ever. Nate Diaz, Conor McGregor, you're taking everything I work for, motherfucker. I'm going to fight your fucking ass. And then he did. And then he wound up fighting him, and he wasn't even supposed to. And he beat him. And then he said, I'm not surprised, motherfucker. I mean, come on. That era of Nate Diaz was like the greatest Nate Diaz era ever. So good. Maybe the greatest year and a half of any fighter ever. Just the awesomeness of Nate Diaz at that period of time. Not quite Nate Diaz, Jake Paul, It's not the same.
Well, look.
What do you mean? Well,
look.
he lost a boxing match to Jake Paul. It was sad.
He did. He lost.
I'm still
fair
sad
and square.
about that. I'm still sad that Jake Paul beat Anderson Silva in a boxing match. It's like, oh man.
Well,
So sad.
Anderson Silva came out and see, the problem with all these guys is that they don't take the first couple of rounds seriously. They're like coasting. That was the biggest mistake with Anderson Silva, and that was the biggest mistake with Diaz. You
All right.
can't coast with this guy. You got to come out aggressive right out the bat.
We have a pay-per-view this coming Saturday night. It's UFC 292. We will be watching it with you, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Join us here on the Ringside Report Network. I'll be here. AJ will be here to collect his book and his glasses cleaner that he left here last time.
Shit.
Yeah.
Yes, that's my George St. Pierre book, man.
Yeah, you left it here. It's on the floor over there somewhere.
Don't fool around with that. That's straight from George, man.
Is it actually, or it's just
yeah.
the book that he wrote? Did he give it to you personally? I don't think so.
Yeah, that's it. That's a book, man. That's a George classic right there.
Yeah, but it's just his book that he wrote that you bought somewhere.
No. It was given
What do
to
you
me.
By who? George?
No, by freaking Peter Pan. Who do you think? That's a George, man. That's a direct from Georgie. Remember, I knew George from the beginning
I
when
don't
certain
believe that
friends of
story.
ours,
Fred?
were like supporting him through his MMA career. From the beginning.
What are
I
you
can't
trying to
mention
tell
any
me?
names.
You think George St. You're trying to convince me that George St. Pierre gave you a copy of his book? He didn't sign it.
I don't know. I didn't check inside if it's signed.
Usually, what do you?
Just don't lose my shit in there. Whatever's in there.
Don't lose your shit. You're the one who lost your shit already, leaving it here for no reason.
What
You didn't
glasses
even know
did I
where it
leave
was.
there?
Not
Was it my reading
Glasses
glasses?
cleaner, like a cloth to clean your something. I don't know. It's in the book. God damn. Okay.
All to say.
All to say what?
Do you even wear glasses?
I do, man. You didn't know that
Are
I
you
wear
kidding?
glasses, man. I can't see shit without glasses.
Yeah, AJ can't.
Here
see.
they are, man. Like, I
You know
don't
how-
wear them on the show,
AJ's
but I'll wear
quite-
them when we do our watch along.
Yeah, he does. He wears them. He's quite old, AJ. You know, I don't know if you knew this, Fred, but he's like, you know.
Not as old as Kenny Boy in NASCAR, man, but
I don't know who you're talking about. We'll get to it if we have time. The NASCAR update. I want to get to UFC 292 right now. We should preview these fights. Aljamain Sterling, Sean O'Malley.
oof, that's
Can
going
he
to be
do
crazy.
it? Can he do it? Aljamain Sterling says that this is his last fight at 135. He told MMA Fighting that he's probably going to move up to 145 after this one. Does that mean he's looking at other options? Does that mean it's just too tough to be at 135? Does that mean he knows he's going to lose to O'Malley and he's preparing for his next move? What do you think? Aljamain Sterling minus 260, the favorite. Sean O'Malley plus 200, the underdog. Sean O'Malley's been surprising people. Sean O'Malley is 28 years old. Beat Piotr Yan by split decision in his last fight back in October of last year and has waited it out for this title shot. Aljamain Sterling, 34 years old, has won 9 in a row, beat Henry Cejudo back in May. Turn right around to fight Sean O'Malley here in Boston. Yeah, I don't know about this one, guys.
Yeah.
I think Aljamain should win. On paper,
He's gotta
should win.
He will win.
Look, if you're going to look
No,
at
man.
grappling,
But that's
he's
what
the
we
superior
said.
grappler, man.
That's what we said
But-
about O'Malley and Peter Yan.
Exactly. Let's
And
not
we
forget.
said,
That's what you.
we said it wouldn't
but
even
that's
be
what you-
close.
But that's what you said about Sterling and Cejudo. So I don't trust your. I think you got something against Sterling. So
I don't.
I think Sterling is just too big and strong for O'Malley. He's going to be winning all the clinches, even the grappling. O'Malley's a good grappler, but the size of Sterling is going to be an issue for him for O'Malley. So I got Sterling winning pretty decisively. I think he finishes it by TKO at some point, but I think he's gonna he's gonna dominate.
Well,
Man,
Sean
look,
O'Malley
Freddie,
right now listed at 5'11" with a 72-inch reach. Aljamain Sterling 5'7" with a 71-inch reach. So O'Malley,
Yeah, but he's
technically
thick.
the taller fighter. Aljamain is thick for sure, and he says that he's going to move up to 145. But he's also saying that at 34 years old, whereas O'Malley is 28 years old, a little bit easier for him to cut the weight. I don't know, man. Sean O'Malley has been surprising people. And Sean O'Malley is a guy that you look at and you don't take seriously because of the hair and the tattoos and the gimmick and the attitude. But he's a real fighter. I don't know. It's a tough one. I think it's a lot tougher than you might think. And I think Sean O'Malley might surprise some people on Saturday. This feels designed for it to be the sugar show.
Yep.
This feels designed for the UFC to go, okay, we're taking you. You just fought in May, Aljamain. We're going to make you turn around and fight again here in August. That's not a lot of time. He fought Henry Cejudo for 5 rounds in May. Comes back in August now to fight Sean O'Malley. It's not a huge turnaround. I think Aljamain will struggle with the stand-up game that Sean O'Malley throws after him. And O'Malley's talking about this being striker versus grappler. I think that's where it's going to go. And if that grappler can't get those key takedowns, then all of a sudden O'Malley is looking better.
Dave, I'm going to tell you something.
It's tough, man. I think Aljamain should win, but I think O'Malley will win. Like, I think if they fight 10 times, Aljamain probably wins 7 times. But Saturday night it'll be different, and O'Malley's going to take one.
Dave, you know what? The script was made from the beginning for Sugar. Sugar was destined to be a champion. He's on his way. And you know what? He's got everything it takes to beat this guy. There's no doubt about it. Sterling is a superior grappler. But O'Malley has never really been tested that much on the ground. And to be honest, if there's going to be one round where it's going to be stand-up, nobody has better knockout power in that division than Sugar. Sugar, if he gets his way and keeps it standing, he's going to knock out Sterling. And the other thing is this, never forget, the thing is that Sterling has to be careful with the grappling game. The minute he goes down on a takedown, he's going to remember like Marlon Moraes, what happened with the knee to the face. This is the only time that Sterling got knocked down. And I think he got knocked out on that one. But the thing is this, he's got to be careful because if there's one thing with Sugar, if it goes toe-to-toe, he's going to lose. He needs to take him down. And don't forget, he has some pretty vicious knees, O'Malley. I just think that the script was made. I think it's his time, and I think he's going to be able to take this fight. And I think there's going to be a knockout. I think someone's going down.
I feel good alone on my island.
Yeah.
Epstein Island.
How do you think?
He wasn't alone.
How do you think the fight ends? Decision, submission. What do you think? How does Aljamain Sterling win? I think O'Malley is going to score a knockout within the first 3 rounds.
I said TKO by Aljamain Sterling, probably some ground and pound.
Yeah, his ground and pound is vicious. His ground and pound is vicious. I'll give you that much.
And I just want to say, O'Malley's a very good grappler himself, but I think the size is going to be an issue where Sterling's going to be comfortable in O'Malley's guard. He's going to be just throwing punches and doing damage. As long as Sterling is on top, I think he's going to win that grappling aspect.
But Freddie, if he's able to stuff those takedowns in the first round, the first couple of rounds anyways, it's going to be advantage to O'Malley. If he's able to stuff those takedowns, it's going to be a completely different game. He's going to be forced to stand, and that's where the beginning of the end is going to happen. I'm still going with like a TKO or a KO for O'Malley on this one.
Well, we'll see. It's an interesting main event here. I think O'Malley pulls it off. Plus 200, the underdog. Co-main event, we got Zhang Wei Li, minus 334, the favorite. Amanda Lemos, plus 260, the underdog. Zhang Wei Li defending her championship. She's the younger fighter. Lemos coming off a pretty impressive knockout victory over Marina Rodriguez, who is very tough, one of the best in that division. Zhang Wei Li coming off the title win over Carla Esparza. She kind of ran right through Esparza. And I think this will be a tougher fight, but she should win. I got Zhang Wei Li winning this one. Lemos, I think, will be tough to finish, but may fade in the later rounds. I could see her just getting overwhelmed by Zhang Wei Li.
For 5 rounds, dude, her gas tank is incredible.
The pace. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, I think the pace in the 3rd or 4th, I could see Zhang Wei Li taking her out. Unless she catches her early with like a quick something, you never know. Hit the button and lights go out. But I think Zhang Wei Li probably puts Lemos away in the later rounds.
And that's the thing with Lemos, is she starts losing like her momentum in the latter rounds. Is she going to be able to go 5? That's where like it's going to be quite difficult in my opinion. And I think that's where Wei Li is like in 5 rounds, man. She's just as fresh in the 5th as she was in the 1st. I think this is pretty straightforward in who should win and who's going to win. I think Wei Li's just going to women handle this one. And Lemos is a good fighter, but it's the gas tank that's going to be the difference.
All right.
Plus the experience too. Think about it.
I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about my parlay too. Ian Machado, Gary, and Neil Magny. Ian Machado, Gary, big favorite here. Minus 500. Magny plus 375. Machado, Gary, undefeated. Highly touted prospect out of Ireland. 170-pounder. 12-0 as a pro. And 25 years old. So look out for this guy.
Crazy.
Right? Like, you never know. But this is a tough test. Like, Neil Magny is not an easy fight. But
Look, man.
it seems like Gary could pull it off. But this is a step up. You know, this is a big step up for him, and he has gone to decision with guys like Gabriel Green and Darian Weeks, who are not quite at the level of a Neil Magny, which makes me wonder, like, oh, could Magny squeeze one out? Could Magny pull off a decision? Could Magny survive? Magny's got some good wrestling. You know?
Yeah.
He gets a couple takedowns, he could win that fight, but he's got to be careful he doesn't get knocked out in the process.
But his striking is like top of the line. He's an elite fighter, elite striker, and that's the thing. When you look at Magny's last fights, they haven't
we've
been
seen
that great.
Elite strikers come in and not have that grappling, and grinder type fighters like Neil Magny kind of put an end to the hype. It's not so cut and dry, man. I don't know.
No, this is a Gary fight to get a known name under his belt. That's what it comes down to. This is a feed him fight, in my opinion.
Magny's not easy to just knock out. You know what I'm saying?
No, it might go to a decision. It might go to a decision. But
if this guy's really a player in the division, he should be beating Magny. So I'm happy for the test. Like, that's a good test, and that's the fight for him to get his name out there to everybody to say, hey, I'm a real contender.
Yeah. It's a big fight for him. He's got to show up. Damon Blackshear takes on Mario Batista at bantamweight, and Marlon Vera takes on Pedro Munoz to round out the pay-per-view. Vera Munoz is a big fight. It seems like if Vera wins, he might be next in line for a title shot. There's talk of Vera O'Malley for the title. O'Malley is angling to win the fight, obviously, and then fight Marlon Vera. He's hoping that he wins and then the Vera wins so they could do the rematch because Vera's the only guy to beat O'Malley in the UFC. So there's that storyline going into the pay-per-view. We also have Chris Weidman taking on Brad Tavares on the prelims. RoboCop, Gregory Rodriguez takes on Dennis Tiuliulin. Kurt Hollabaugh and Austin Hubbard in the lightweight Ultimate Fighter finale, and Brad Katona versus Cody Gibson in the bantamweight Ultimate Fighter finale. And I think that's where my parlay is going to go, towards the Ultimate Fighter stuff. I don't know. I'm interested in what AJ's parlay is going to be. Let's, but I know Fred has one. Parlay. Fred has one, so let's just go with Fred's parlay. What do you have?
I got a Matt Serra special with Aljo and Weidman.
Team Serra Longo, the Long Island boys in full effect. Chris Weidman, Aljamain Sterling is Team Fred parlay. Aljo minus 260, the favorite. Weidman plus 214, the underdog over Brad Tavares. That might be worth taking a look at. 20 gets you 87. 20 gets you 87 with Aljamain and Weidman, the Serra Longo parlay. It's a two-fight parlay that pays off pretty good. Pretty good there for Team Fred.
Freddie's got a point, you know. The Serra club, man. It's hard to go against them, man. They've been on a winning streak. They're good. Who goes against Matt Serra? The guy is like, you know, one of the top coaches out there, man.
What do you got for me, AJ? Give me a parlay.
So I'm going to start.
Don't take all day to do it, all right?
I'm not going to take all day. I'm going to go straight to Sugar. Even though I hate to go against Serra, but I think Sean is going to be able to pull this off. I'm going to go with Whaley for the win, like I said earlier. I'm going to go with
Machado.
Ireland's next big guy.
Can I tell you what your parlay is? Because I already know. You're going to go with Machado, you're going to go with Batista, and you're going to go with Vera.
Was I going to go? What did I put down for the Vera? Hold on a second. You're right. I'm going to go with Batista. Yeah. He's pretty much a lock.
You're just going with all the favorites on the card.
I'm going to go. It's going to be a tough one because the Munoz Vera. I think. Yeah, I put down Vera for the win on that. So you are absolutely right, Dave.
I know. I can predict you.
I don't know about that.
I can't predict all the fights, but I can predict AJ. He's got Sean O'Malley, Jang Wei Lee, Ian Machado, Gary, Mario Batista, and Marlon Vera. 20 over 5 fights will get you 206.59 over at bet99.com. Use that promo code Ringside. 20 gets you 206 -59. Vera -200. Batista -234. Gary -500. Zhang Weili -334. And O'Malley +200. The underdog going into the main event on Saturday. And let me give you some Team Dave things.
Let's
See
do
if
it.
we can cash in. Boom. 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 I'm just hitting booms all over the place. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, that's it. That's going to be it, I think. I like it. Wait. No. Yep. Okay. Let's do it. Team Dave parlay. I got 3 fights for you. Here's my prelim parlay. I'm going to give you 2 parlays this weekend, all right? What the hell? Let's make it fun. I gave you Petrosky, Hollabaugh, and Rodriguez. It's a 3-fight parlay. It's a Team Dave prelim parlay. 20 gets you 91 over at bet99.com. How do you like that? Give me that. Petrosky, Hollabaugh to win the Ultimate Fighter, and Gregory Rodriguez, RoboCop, to get the win. I think Petrosky is a lockety-lock over Gerald Meerschaert. Parlay him with whoever you want, whoever you think is a lock. Throw in Andre Petrosky in there. He's going to win. Petrosky keeps wanting to fight, what's his name? Bo Nickel? That's who Petrosky's calling out. He's like, I can fight him. I can beat him. He wants him. So it's a ballsy move where I come from, my friends. It's ballsy. How do you like it?
It's ballsy, man.
How do you like it? All right. So that's the parlay that I have for the prelims. You want a main card parlay? I give you a couple main cardsies.
Do it.
I'm giving you 2 fights on the main card. It's actually not a bad parlay. I would just bet O'Malley by himself, right? Like, screw this. Screw Zhang Weili. Just put O'Malley by himself. 20 gets you 60 on O'Malley. You know what I'm saying? Just go with O'Malley. I don't want to go with O'Malley. Fred, this is what you got to understand. I really don't like Sean O'Malley. I don't like his gimmick. I'm not a fan of his at all in any kind of way. I'm like, yeah. And this is a guy that we should like. He's like smoking bongs, kicking them, and doing, he's like a weed guy, and he's, he
funky hair.
Funky, he's a guy that you would think I would like. He's the type of guy that I kind of, but it's just too much with the hair and the face tattoos. Like, he's new style, and I'm not with that style. I'm more old school. I'm an OG type of guy. I'm not a Tekashi 6ix9ine type of guy. I'm not a Tekashi 6ix9ine like rapper style. I'm not like a face tattoo rapper style. I remember when Mike Tyson got a face tattoo, everybody was shocked. You know what I'm saying? Lil Wayne had face tattoos, and that was all right. But now everybody's doing the face tattoo. The face tattoo rappers, like, they need to chill out. I'm more, old school. I'm a KRS-One, Jay-Z type of guy. No face tattoos. Nothing crazy. Just, guns.
Like the
crack,
Beastie Boys, man. I got it.
Pimping, and so on. Boats, champagne, treating ladies poorly.
That's right.
Old school rap.
That's the way you do it, man. With your big chain and your Adidas, man. You're good.
That's right. That's a little older school than I was talking about, but I'll take it. Run DMC is who you're talking about. Fred, you got a NASCAR update for us? I know you guys are talking about some old guy doing NASCAR.
Well, Kenny Schrader, man, he's a personality mostly. He had a very long career. He's 67 or 69, I'm not sure.
68.
But in his career, 68, you see, in his NASCAR career, he has 4 wins, and his last win was in 1991. And
crazy.
He decided to come race up here in Canada because there is a NASCAR sanctioned series, the Pinty's series, and he came to race a race, and he won, man. Kenny Schrader.
Good for him, man.
Good win.
Nice.
For him.
68
One
years old,
races,
still racing cars.
Yeah. 2 races left of the season, man. The playoffs are starting in the Cup Series soon, so that should be good also.
NASCAR. It's happening.
NASCAR.
The races continue. Doug Hepburn dropping a super chat. Thank you, Doug. You're the super chat leader of the night. He says, Dave just wanted to thank you for recommending How To with John Wilson. Like you said, It's hard to explain. Just watch an episode or two. Well, thank you, Doug, and I am glad that you enjoy that show because I think it is the best show going right now on TV. How To with John Wilson. I've tried to explain it. It's really hard to do. And I've tried to recommend it to more people. I'm trying to get more people to watch this show because I think it's fantastic. So good. So I'm glad that Doug is watching it. I think I saw Ray Cruz was on the chat. He said he also watched it. So I'm getting some of the Ringside Report universe to watch How To with John Wilson. John Wilson should come on this show to thank me for getting more viewers. And then I could ask him all the questions I have about the show and how he makes it and how he puts it together and like, what the hell? How many people does he have operating cameras across New York City? Like, how much footage is he sifting through? And how does he figure out how to put an episode together? And how does he take all that footage and does he sort it in some kind of way? What's his filing system like? Like, what is going on? And is he really like that? How much of that is an act? How much of the whole John Wilson persona is a persona, and how much of it is just who he is? There's a lot I want to know about this guy. I have a lot of questions.
I got to watch this now because I have no clue what the hell you're talking. It sounds Chinese to me. I have no idea, but it sounds fun.
Like, how
I'll check it out.
Much footage does he have of New York? And how does he know where to find the footage he needs when he needs it?
What's the show about? Is it like Seinfeld? The show about nothing?
Like, just how does he find those little clips? Like, and does he just edit them all and be like, this is this, does he just name them and he goes alphabetically? How does it work?
Dude, what are you talking about?
I'm talking about How To with John Wilson.
I'm going to check it out. I'm writing it down. How To
with John Wilson. It's on Crave. It's on Max or HBO Max or whatever.
I'll circle back to you next week and tell you what I think of the show.
Okay.
I should watch it with Johnny.
I would like Johnny North to watch it, but he refuses.
Really? Well, I'll watch it for Johnny, and then I'll tell him if it's a yay or nay. And I'll let you know that next week. I'm writing it down.
You're the
yay
critic that Johnny listens to for
nay.
some reason about TV? I don't understand why you are.
I'll get back to you, Johnny. Don't worry.
Well, I like it, and Doug likes it, so isn't that enough? If me and Doug like it.
This show. He knows about it.
Doug likes it. Doug says it's a brilliant show, Dave.
What?
Do a how-to call into Ringside Report with John Wilson.
Well, get PR Mark on the horn. If I like it, I'm going to get PR Mark to get this guy for us.
Yeah. I mean, maybe it would be pretty great. The last episode was like beautiful. It was beautiful. It was funny. It made you laugh, and it almost made you cry a little bit. It was like, oh man, when he looks down at his billboard and he's like, I've worked my whole life to get here, and I just feel nothing. It was like, oh, fuck. It was like, oh, like it was a gut punch. It was really, what a show. It's a masterpiece. Like, it's the best show.
You sold me.
It's the best show that I've seen in a really long time. It's really great. And I'm so happy that there's a new season out right now and there's new episodes coming, because it's just, the first couple seasons were so great, and this new season feels like, and it's the last season too, and I think the finale is going to be crazy. I've read things that like, oh, the finale will tie everything together and just be what you want. And I think, yeah, I don't doubt that. It's produced by Nathan Fielder, who's also made some incredible shows, Nathan For You and The Rehearsal, two of my favorite shows ever as well. So it's very in that style of Nathan Fielder. Yeah. So highly recommend. Okay, I'll be back tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern Time with Johnny North to talk about professional wrestling. I watched Dynamite this week, so that's a start. I tried to watch Raw. I haven't yet, but I probably will by tomorrow night. So tune in to find out if I watch Raw. Dynamite was pretty bad. They had one of the worst matches I think I've ever seen in the history of wrestling. I mean, I kind of liked it, but it was also maybe one of the worst things I'd ever seen. They had a guy in a Jason mask come out with a chainsaw, and it was just promotion for a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. It was the Texas Chainsaw Massacre death match between Jeff Jarrett and Jeff Hardy, and it went south immediately. Horrible. It was like one of the worst things you'll ever see in wrestling. Like, we should do a watch-along just to watch that and be like, what the fuck? Horrible. Horrible. Just an abomination of professional wrestling. It was like WCW 2000 level bad. That's the only way I can describe it. It was like, oh my God, what are we doing here, guys? What's happening? What is happening to this wrestling company? Ugh.
Let's
All
hope you're not
in.
paying $500 for tickets for that one.
That's AEW. It's a different show, AJ, but that's okay. Patrick C. Hamilton dropping a super chat. The 777, he says, see you Saturday. I hope we are lucky on Saturday night, my friend Patrick. You're the super chat leader of the night, and we will see you Saturday night, 10 p.m. Eastern time for the UFC 292 watch-along. UFC's in Boston. We are here on the Ringside Report Network. Shout out to all the members, Patrick, Doug, Angelo, Lior, and everybody else tuning in and tuning out to the Ringside Report Network. We'll see you again Saturday night, 10 p.m. Eastern time for the 292 Watch Along. Thanks for sticking with us to the end. We would really appreciate it if you could help us spread the word. Please share this episode on whichever social media platform you use. Add a comment below and consider reviewing us on Apple Podcasts. We are an audience-supported network, so consider becoming a recurring supporter at membership.ringsidereport.net. Check out our website at ringsidereport.net. Hope to see you again next time, and have a good